Diddy's lawyer, Estevao, brought up an old story. The one where Mr. Combs supposedly went to confront Suge Knight with guns. She asked Cassie, "Do you remember telling the government you went with them?" Cassie said no. Then Estevao said she'd show her the statement. A government attorney stepped in, saying it was just for the parties. Cassie stood firm and said, "I did not go with them, so I don't think I said that." Then Estevao asked Cassie if she had used party substances with a woman named Ms. Morgan. Cassie said yes. Estevao then asked if she remembered telling the government she didn't see Mr. Combs hit Ms. Morgan with a wooden hanger. That was brought up, but not clearly answered here. Next, Estevao asked Cassie if she wanted to be Mr. Combs' main girlfriend. Cassie answered, in 2013, yes. Then she asked about Cassie's reaction to seeing Mr. Combs with other women on social media. Cassie responded, "Can I speak? I was jealous of certain situations." Estevao asked if there was a time when Mr. Combs suspected she was involved with someone else in the industry, specifically Kid Cudi, also known as Mr. Mescudi. Cassie said yes. Then Estevao asked if Mr. Combs thought a collaboration with Kid Cudi could help her career. Cassie said yes again. At that point, the judge called for a break. The jury and witness stepped out. Then there was a discussion between the judge and attorneys. Estevao said they still had a lot of exhibits to go through. The judge asked if they'd finish today or early tomorrow. Combs' other lawyer, Agnifilo, said they might not finish even by the end of tomorrow, because this was their most important witness. The judge reminded everyone they had agreed Cassie would be off the stand by the end of the week. The government pointed out that their side only questioned her for a day and a half, and asked the defense to keep things just as limited. Estevao asked Cassie about dating a man named Mr. Leslie. She asked how much older he was. Cassie said 10 years. Then she brought up a trip to Miami and asked if the flyer for that event was just a cover to spend time with Mr. Combs. Cassie said, "That's true." Estevao then asked about a tattoo Cassie had of Mr. Leslie's initials. Cassie confirmed it. Estevao followed up by asking how many tattoos she had at the time. The government objected, but the judge allowed the question. Cassie said she had 3. One of them, on her arm, said no regrets. Estevao asked Cassie if she loved Mr. Combs. Cassie said, "I did." She asked if Cassie had taken care of him during their relationship. Cassie replied, "In some ways." Then Estevao asked if she once described him as larger than life. Cassie said, "I did." She asked if Cassie called him Sean, while the public knew him as Diddy or Puff Daddy. Cassie said yes. Then came a question. "You knew a version of him the public didn't see, right?" Cassie said, "In ways." The government objected, but the judge allowed it. Estevao then brought up something Cassie had talked about before, freak-offs. She asked if Cassie ever wore wigs and masks during those situations. Cassie said yes. Estevao asked if the general public knew about that before November 2023. The government objected again, but Estevao rephrased it. Cassie confirmed, "No one knew until November 2023. Estevao asked Cassie if it was fair to say that Mr. Combs' career was ruined after her lawsuit. Cassie said, "I could understand that." Then Estevao started reading messages Mr. Combs had sent Cassie. One of them said, "When are you on your period?" Cassie replied, "No now." Another message read, "What you be thinking about when you horny?" Estevao offered to read more if Cassie didn't want to. Cassie said, "Thank you." Estevao pointed out one of the messages had lots of extra letters, like O's. Cassie confirmed that was true. Estevao then asked if Cassie would be intimate with Mr. Combs after the freak-offs. Cassie said yes. Estevao brought up more private topics, asking about her period and whether Mr. Combs was asking to know when they could meet for physical reasons. Cassie said, "Looks like it." She also confirmed that sometimes she watched him with other women, around 2 or 3 times. Then came a question about the swinger lifestyle. Estevao asked if she and Mr. Combs ever talked about it. Cassie said the main thing was that no one talks about it. Then Estevao asked if Cassie kept the freak-offs a secret from her friends. Cassie said yes. She also confirmed that Mr. Combs' assistants helped him with everything. Estevao asked if Cassie would remember if an assistant came into the room during one of her encounters with an escort. Cassie said not necessarily, and added that she was high. She said, "I had my privacy invaded a lot during that relationship." Finally, Estevao read another message from Cassie to Mr. Combs from July 2012. In it, she said, "I'm horny and bored." Estevao said this message came after one of the freak-offs. Cassie noted there were a lot of texts. Reportedly, around 25 pages were entered as evidence.